So I'm gonna transition, fuck a segue. You guys drinking tonight? It's hard. Probably not. There's not a whole lot of opportunity to drink here in this situation. I'm drinking. I'm drinking my drink. I have a drink named after me. That's right. I am that much more famous than you. It's called a Tasty Tim Wolcott. You ask what's in it, I'll tell you. It's a combination of half iced tea, half lemonade. Now I know what you're thinking. I thought that was Connor Arnold Palmer. You're right, it was, but not anymore. All right, he wasn't the first person to put iced tea and lemonade in the same glass at the same time. The tyranny's gone on for too long, so fuck that. I'm taking it. Spread the word on menus nationwide. From this point forward, and some points in the past, I'll admit that, the combination of iced tea and lemonade will forever be known as a Tasty Tim Wolcott. Thank you. Thank you. Now, this is obviously a campaign I've been on for a while now. People always ask me two questions. They always say, Tim, why and why now? I'll tell you why. Because he's still alive. So it's out of respect. It's out of respect. You can't not respect the fact that this man, armed with nothing but a set of golf clubs, convinced the world that a drink that already existed and already had a name deserved to be named after him. Plus, everyone loves that drink. Everyone loves the combination of iced tea and lemonade. Everyone loves it so much that they've already tried to take it, twist it, and make it their own. We've all heard the jokes. We've all seen them on the menus. Like, we all know that an iced tea, lemonade, and vodka is called a John Daly because he's a drunk and that's funny. Or we all know that an iced tea, lemonade, and a prostitute's a Tiger Woods. Because he's a philanderer and that's funny. Or we all know that an iced tea, lemonade, a lollipop, and a beach towel's a Jerry Sandusky. Oh, because that's too soon, apparently. So fuck that, I'm taking it. It's mine now. And yeah, out of respect, because he's still alive. So I think he does deserve the right to fight for his drink, though. So Arnold Palmer, if you're in the patio area, and the combination of iced tea and lemonade is a drink that the robots that must keep you alive at this point will even allow you to drink anymore, by all means, stand up and claim the drink forever as your own. No? No? Fuck it, it's mine now, all right? I need you guys' help on this, though. This is a grass movement campaign. The next time you go out to eat, I want you to look your server in the eye and I want you to say, I'll have an iced tea and lemonade. And they say, you mean an Arnold Palmer? You say, no, I mean a Tasty Tim Wolcott. And they'll say, I thought that was Connor Arnold Palmer. And they'll say, not where I come from. Yeah. Yeah. Not at the Soapbox. So you may notice, though, that there's not a lot of alcohol in a Tasty Tim Wolcott, and that's for a reason, because I don't really drink a whole lot. It's not something that I do on a regular basis. I do live in Napa. Yes, there is a lot of wine and alcohol in Napa. But here's the other thing: there's a lot more of weed. There is a whole shit ton, a lot of weed up there. And in fact, how many people here don't smoke weed? Yeah, I smoke more than enough for all of you, so you're welcome. All right. But so when I do drink, I do start to notice it. I do start to notice the differences between drunk Tim and stoned Tim a lot more. Like for instance, drunk Tim really likes to get into slap fights. Stoned Tim does not like to be slapped. They both do, however, love Taco Bell. Like, drunk Tim would never even consider driving while intoxicated. But when stoned Tim drives, the only thing he can think about is smoking a bowl. They do both think they're experts at Gran Turismo 4. So, what sort of time are we looking at, Jason? Like 5, 6, 7? Cool. So I got one more joke I'm gonna give to you guys, and then because I love the Soapbox, I wanted to wrap up with a little spoken word. So the one last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, I think that and let me know if you guys can get behind this with me. I think that as a human race, we need to get together and petition God to let Billy Mays come back to life. Yeah. Thank you, right? Right? Because no one did it better than him. You look at the these shallow impressions of pitchmen that you see now, and you realize that no one did it better than him. There is no way that he did not get to heaven and completely revolutionize the way God does business. So I think God should let him come back to life, and then he'd show up on all like the Christian TV channels, and he'd be like, "Hey folks, Billy Mays here, direct from heaven, and have I got a deal for you? I just got off the line with the big guy, and turns out that for just the small price of donating your soul to him for the rest of your life, you can get eternal life." That's right, eternal life. Sound too good to be true? Wait a minute. I just got a note. Turns out the big guy went ahead of us to prepare a place, so we get a mansion. That's right, eternal life and a mansion. Order by 10 o'clock and you get a tamed lion. So, yeah, that was my last joke. But like I said, one of the things that I loved when I got to the Soapbox was the variety, because it drove me to be a creative person, because there's so many awesome creative talents here at the Soapbox, and I love watching people get up and give some spoken word. So I wanted to fit in, so I wrote this little spoken word piece. I call it the New Renaissance. I did this for the first time like 4 years ago at the Soapbox, so this is a moment for me a little bit. This is called the New Renaissance. Consider this a call to arms. Consider this a declaration, a statement of intention, an invocation of a desire to be the motivation behind more than just this nation. But first, class is in session for a history lesson, a study in contemporaries, in forerunners, in fathers, and in mothers, and in one simple fact alone: that throughout history, the front lines of progress have been staffed, been manned, been soldiered by the creative, by the artistic, by the drastic. This civilization is led by the writer, by the singer, by the dramatic. When you consider the inspiration correlation, it becomes quite clear that it is no mere coincidence that the time of Elizabeth was the time of Shakespeare, that the time of Mozart and Beethoven was the time of Jefferson and Paine, that the time of I saw the best minds of my generation destroyed by madness was the time of I have a dream, that the time of Da Vinci was the time of De Medici. One more example, just to make it plain, consider this. Where would civil rights be without Atticus Finch? Without "It's been a long time coming, but I know the change is gonna come." But one more thing is, by these examples proved that to inspire the world, you must be inspired by the world around you. So stand up, look around, see what you see, then do what you have to do, and do not try and tell me there is nothing to be seen. See that we still live in a world where it's okay that 13 million people at least are only trying to fight and provide a better life for them and theirs are deemed illegal by a country called the land of opportunity. See that we still live in a world where it's okay for said world to stand and watch not once, not twice, but thrice as hundreds of thousands of men, women, and children were hacked to death with machetes. See that we still live in a world where it's okay that the forces of greed and opportunity make it impossible for you and me to ever seize said opportunity because we're too busy trying to pay the rent, the gas, the water, the power, and if we're lucky, maybe the TV. And see that we still live in a world where it's okay that the greatest of these three is so easily forgotten because perhaps your skin has a different color than me, or perhaps because you're an L, a G, a B, or a T, or maybe perhaps because the presence of a burqa or a hijab dictates that they must be the enemy. So it turns out the real issue is civic duty and the artist is to lead, and I say it's time. It's time to see the best minds of our generation destroyed by nothing but set free. Free to write, free to sing, free to teach, free to act, free to dance, free to preach, free to make jokes, free to make music, free to make rhyme, free to make pictures, abstract or otherwise, free to make food, and free to make wine, free to debate, free to protest, free to get involved, and free to progress. Free. Free to better this world in any way they know how. So now I say again, it's time. It's time to send out the call. It's time to shout through the fourth wall. It's time to clear away the chairs, turn up the music, and have a motherfucking ball. It's time to prove once and for always that what one person does affects us all. Whether you scream it from the rooftops or whisper it stealthily into your neighbor's ear, it's time to declare without fear. The new Renaissance is here. Thanks, guys. I'm Tim Wolcott. This has been fucking amazing. Have a wonderful night, and give it up for Jason Gray, who at this point cannot be anything else but the voice of a generation.
Wasted Tim Wolcott! Woo!
Keep it going! Tim Wolcott, everybody. A little comment, a little spoken word. Tim Wolcott.